So, last Friday, I went to the AMC and watched the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which was probably one of the best movies I've ever seen. But I'm probably getting ahead of myself. So, this movie is about Sonic the Hedgehog and how he goes really fast, and how going that fast is actually kind of a bad thing because no one usually goes that fast. And if you saw someone going that fast, you'd probably die. So, I can't really go that fast. So besides the fact that that kind of took a lot of tries to say right, I think basically the plot of the movie is that Sonic grew up in Green Hills with an owl for a mom, and then she had to make him jump through rings to get out of Green Hills to escape monsters, and then she probably died or something. And so Sonic is now on Earth, and he lives in a cave with Earth stuff. And then he meets some lonely Montana man, which I forget his real name and his actor's name, so I'm just gonna call him Donut Lord. So Donut Lord and Sonic team up and they're best buds, and they hang out on Earth for a while until Dr. Egghead comes by and tries to kill Sonic, so he kills him probably. If I had to review this movie, I'd probably say that's a video game adventure that's like really fun for the whole family. And I think it's also a really good excuse to let Jim Carrey tap into his manic energy, the same one that really launched his career in the first place. And if you're wondering why that review was so in-depth and so fancy, it's probably because I stole it from the Rotten Tomato website exactly. But yeah, it's fine. They won't mind. Right, guys? Yeah. Well, I have said a lot about the movie, but not really my opinion on it, so I think it's time that I start talking about how I feel about the movie, because after all, this is my review. So, one of the first things I think I definitely want to point out is that this movie is only an hour 40 minutes, which is, in my opinion, nowhere near long enough to actually develop characters well. I mean, to some people, they can instantly become attached to characters, but I think that I was a little bit disconnected from Sonic because he was only shown for a little while as a kid, and he was already like in the cave so fast. So I think that there was not enough time to show his growth as a character, and more just him playing around in Los Angeles or whatever he was. I don't remember. That's another thing. This movie is kind of forgettable. It's not bad. It was made well. It's just some movies are not given the depth to be memorable, because if you want to remember a movie, it needs to do something different, something special. And this was the opposite. It was just a cash grab about Sonic, and it didn't really do anything interesting. It had a few jokes in it that I thought were funny, but I think that's about it. It didn't go any further than that. So, given all this, I think that, sadly, I'm going to have to give this movie, out of 10 possible points, I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. Best movie ever made. Bravo. Good job. Can't wait for the sequel. That's right, there's a sequel. I know it. There better be sequel. I'm serious, guys. If there's not a sequel, I'm going to be very disappointed in that end credit scene. If you haven't seen the end credit scene, it's after the credits. Yeah. So, that's right. Sonic the Hedgehog. That was the thing. It's a movie. Thank you very much for watching. Follow my MySpace account. I know that some of you don't have MySpace because it's a very new thing, but just go to www.myspace.net. I don't even know if that's MySpace. Don't do that. It might be not MySpace. Follow my Twitter at tman.net. My Facebook account, I don't have one. I don't have any of these accounts. I'm making them up. Very antisocial. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.